What is up, all you beautiful people? It is I, AkemiTCG, back here with a brand new video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you are not. And I will be uploading 5 days a week. Anyways, I've been trying out all these new decks in Secret Slayers. A lot of people are talking about Adamanticators. A lot of people are talking about Eldritch. But I feel like not too many people are talking about the Rikka Fairies. So I decided to learn that deck a little bit. I spent a couple hours last night trying to figure out how the deck works. The deck list is still in progress, but if this video does get 20 likes, then I will post a deck list for all of you. So I'm going to show you 6 games. The first 3 are going to be for single duels, and the last 3 will be a whole match. So let's go right into it. So first I played against Fluffles. Just as a heads up, this deck does want to go first, so going first is absolutely fantastic for this deck. So I activate Petal. Petal is basically the Stratos of the deck. I'll be walking through this deck just so if you guys are not familiar with this deck. But Rikka Petal is literally the Stratos of the deck, but it comes back every single turn as long as you don't have non-plants on the field or if you have an empty field. So I'm going to show you guys the 1-2 punch. So basically the idea is you want to get the Exceed out with Rikka Flurries on the field. The Exceed can be brought out with the yellow chick. Let me... Previous. 1, 2, 3. So the rank 8 Exceed, or any of the Exceeds actually, can be brought out with Snowdrop, the Rikka Fairy. And how this works is she can target one of your plants on the field and make all of your plants on the field that same level. So in this case, since I have Mudan, she's going to target herself to make Mudan a level 8, and then we can Exceed. Unfortunately, we're locked into plants for the rest of the turn, so it's really hard to make a rank 8 turbo deck, unfortunately. And then you summon Teardrop. Teardrop basically says you detach one and target one monster in the field, then tribute it. But it's a quick effect if it has a plant monster as material. So it's a generic 8, but since I'm only playing plants in this deck, this is a quick effect. So I can instantly tribute any card on the field, either player's side of the field, which is really good. The only problem is it targets, but that's okay. It's a quick effect, so I have 1 interruption. I'm setting my Tranquility, setting my Sheet. Sheet is kind of like the Infinite Impermanence, but it also lets you take control of the monster if you tribute one of your monsters in the field. And Tranquility is a monster reborn, or called the Haunted rather, but if you tributed a monster for this effect, then you get 2 effects, where it's a monster reborn and it's also another monster reborn for plant cards. So first you get to special summon a Rikka Petal card or Rikka card, and then summon another plant monster regardless of whether or not it's a Rikka or not. My opponent's gonna go. He's using Instant Fusion. I'm worried about Millennium Eyes here. Unfortunately, it's not Millennium Eyes. He's playing some Fluffles. He's playing Fright for Sheep and Fright for Sabertooth. So when he goes into battle phase, for whatever reason, I didn't get the option to use Teardrop effect. I wouldn't use Teardrop's effect to get rid of Sheep. That way he wouldn't have been able to get over with Sabertooth, because since a monster tributed that turn, this becomes 3000, so he couldn't have gone over it with Sabertooth. But for whatever reason, it didn't prompt me to do this. If you can, anybody in the comments can explain this to me, that would be great. But for whatever reason, it didn't happen. So he attacks with the Sheep. Sheep dies, he takes some damage there, 400 life points, and then Sheep comes back, 3200 attack, can attack again. So I take the damage here, a little bit salty at this point, but activate Rikka Petal. So here I use Rikka Petal's effect to get the Snowdrop back. Unfortunately, because of Extravagance, I do not have any other copies of Teardrop, so I have to play this slightly differently, but it's relatively simple here. So since I tributed a monster, Rikka Flurries activates its effect. Then your opponent, this targets the opponent, this doesn't target a monster in the field. Your opponent must choose one of their cards, one of their monsters, and tribute them. to get rid of him. So in this case, he gets rid of Sheep because Sabretooth has protection and Sheep does not. Then I play Rikka Sheep, sacrificing my Snowdrop to take control of his monster. So it's like a mind control. And since I tributed a monster to do so, I can summon Primula, the rikkafairy, from my hand. Then I didn't normal summon yet. I normal summon here, and that's over enough damage for game. Because he activated Instant Fusion, and last turn he took damage from Sheep. I know this is a lot to take in, especially if you're new to the deck, but trust me, with practice, it'll come. It'll come through. So this hand is god-awful, and I'm also not going... I think I am going first. So I play an Extravagance. Luckily here, I didn't hit any of the 3-ofs that I play, which is good. That's why I just played 3 of everything. I normal summon Lone Fire, get Lone Fire, do it again. The reason why I'm doing this is I want to thin out my deck. Hit Rikka Petal, and Petal's going to activate. I already have Flurries in hand, so the combo is halfway there. So because I have Flurries in hand, I do not have to get Mood on in this case. So I summon Snowdrop, which summons both of these at the same time. Then Snowdrop's going to make every plant on my field a level 8 again. And then summon Teardrop. And then activate Flurries, and we have like kind of like a soft interruption. That's a 1 interruption and the second interruption. Except this one's stronger because even if a monster is unaffected by card effects, like for example, Dark Magician under Eternal Soul, since Rikka Flurries affects the player, this can't be negated, which is great. Unless somebody obviously Twin Twists it or uses some kind of spell or trap negation. So he sets 1, sets 2. During the end phase, I use Teardrop, it's a quick effect, to tribute that monster. Teardrop gets bigger, and then still the end phase, Rikka Petal just comes back. It's fantastic how it just keeps coming back. I have no idea what he's playing, but based on the Blast Sphere, I'm assuming he's playing some kind of stall burn deck. I activate Rikka Petal. Activates Ojama Trio, which is a good call because I have no way to get rid of those besides Teardrop. So I activate him my Mood on. I get rid of my one Ojama token just to get space, because I don't have any space. Summon Mood on. And in this case, I use Mood on's effect to get Rikka Sheet, which is the effect veiler / mind control, kind of. It negates the activation, not the effect. That's a really, really big nuance here. So if your opponent's already activated a card, for example, Alistar has an ignition effect when he's summoned, Rikka Sheet does not negate that. That doesn't negate the activation, sorry. Misspoke. Your opponent cannot activate. It doesn't negate the activation. So it negates stuff that's once per turn. For example, I can't think of a meta card on top of my head. Maybe Construct. It can't be activated that turn. So it doesn't negate anything, so to speak. But it is a mind control that I can still attack with. So I attack, he plays Magic Cylinder. That really hurts. I go into Jasmine. And Jasmine, fortunately enough, doesn't have to tribute a plant monster. So I can summon Jasmine, tribute one of the tokens, and summon Titanium. Because I know he uses cards that target, for example, Magic Cylinder. I don't want to get blindsided by again, I summon Titanium. Activates Dark Room, so definitely he's playing Burn at this point. And in the end phase, since I control a non-plant monster, which is this one, it dies, unfortunately. Let's put Titanium to attack mode. Activate Snowdrop, sacrificing Jasmine, because I have not really too much use for it to summon both of these. Petal, add Hellbore, because I know he uses cards that targets. Hellbore, basically what it does, for if you don't know, is if your opponent activates a monster effect, it has to be specifically a monster effect, so Rip Impermanence, that targets a monster I control, while I control Rikka monster, which is 9 times out of 10, I can discard it and just negate the effect. Not the activation, just the effect. Excuse me. So make Rose Petal a level 8, summon Teardrop, and use Teardrop's effect to put that and tribute it. Attack with both. And now it's pretty clean. Pretty clean. So he's definitely playing some burn. I'm taking some damage there. He sets 1, It uses chain energy. He has no more resources in the hand or graveyard, so at this point in time, I just get rid of whatever he has face down with Teardrop. Next turn, just attack for game. That is all. Boom. Alright, versus Noble Knights. Let's do it. Oh my god, his hand is disgusting. He had Dragoon or Red Eyes too. I didn't even know that. I'm just gonna sift through the motions here. I have no idea what he's doing. Absolutely no idea. You know, if they summon Needle Fiber, you know we're in for a special treat here. So it activates, I don't remember which card it is. Oh, Smoke Grenade of the Thief. This card is going up. Oh, because he got to look at my opponent's hand? Okay, so he used Smoke Grenade. Uses New Emperor Charles to destroy it. And then he looks at my hand and realizes Rikka Glamour is the search card. That's why he looked for my hand for so long. I didn't even know. So I just summoned Lonefire. He uses Charles effect to just nuke it. And honestly, I couldn't really do much there. Glamour was kind of my way out if Borderlo Savage was an all-in negate, because I would have used Lonefire's effect. Tributed. I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10 Borderlo Savage would negate that. Or if he had Borderlo Savage, he would choose to negate that. So, since a monster was tributed, I would have summoned Primula off of that. Then summoned Mudon. And then... oh man, what do I do next? I'm trying to think what I could have recurred with. Actually, I think I don't have recursion for that. Yeah, there was no way I could have won that. Whoops. Now this is the best out of 3 against your boy Tenny Invokes from the Tenny podcast that we posted last week, I believe. So I do the basic bread and butter play. You want Teardrop and Rikka Flurries. And in this case, I do have 1 activation negation, and then not a negation, but cannot activate, and 1 Call the Haunted. So I know he's playing Tenny, so I know the idea is biggest choke point, hit the Shaman. He summons Shaman, and I use Teardrop's effect to distribute it. But remember, Shaman's effect did not activate yet, so he can still summon another Shaman and go off. But since he summoned another Shaman, and it's not an on-summon effect, ignition effect, I use Ricochet, I target the Shaman, and it can't activate for the rest of the turn. And Petal comes back, obviously. So here, I have Snowdrop, I sack the Petal, and special summon Lonefire from my hand, which is broken. And since I special summon something, he has to tribute something, because I tributed a card, and then Teardrop gets a 200 buff. Here's Lonefire, and giving Teardrop another 200. The attack. Attack. So this is only 3400, but because I have Erica in hand, during the battle step, or when attack declaration step, I can get rid of Erica from my hand to get this an extra 1000, so that's enough for game. Actually 1200, because I have to tribute this card from my hand. So this automatically activates. That was game 1. Let's go to game 2. A lot longer, by the way. Oh, whoops. Swapping. So this time he's going first, so I just want to see what he's going to do. Does the Mare play here. Happy Masquerena into Avermax. Get pot of average, draw 2 again, so good. Noma summons the Mafura, goes Sasara. And I'm kind of stuck here. But I normal summon Primora just to get Snowdrop off, because there's nothing else I can do. Right there, if I didn't draw into Primora, I would have been in a really, really bad spot. So after Rikka Glamour, without tributing a monster, I'm just gonna get Mudon to the hand. Titania is not gonna do me any good, so I just summon Mudon. In retrospect, which one? Oh no, I didn't have access to Lone Fire, so I couldn't have summoned Petal. Mudon's gonna get me Flurries. So I activate Teardrop, forcing him to tribute it. And here's what I should have done here. During the beginning of main phase, I should have used Rikka Flurries to tribute Teardrop, because I was like antsy. I'm not sure if he could kill me this turn, but if I had done that, I would have been safe. Because basically what he did is just use Vishuddha to bounce my Teardrop, and that forces my hand anyways to sack itself, and he just loses a Monk over it, which is no big deal. But he gets to keep his Abramax, which is actually a huge issue. So I'm in a big bind. I draw into Tranquility, which does help. So it's Purgatrio, and I'm in pretty rough shape. He's attacking with the Monk first, which is great, because that way he doesn't have... I lose less life points because he attacked with Monk first. So I get Teardrop the Rikka Queen back. He's attacking with Purgatrio, giving me a 1000 buff with Alistar to make it 3700. But I have Erica, which makes this one 3800. So he loses 100 there. And also, Rikka Flurries only activates if a face-up monster I control is tributed. It has to be a card I control, not a face-up card, but just a monster I control. So because Erica activates from the hand and it's not on the field, Rikka Flurries did not activate there. But I did get Glamour, which could help. Get Rikka Petal, normal summon Petal. Get Mudon, and then add... Well, Rikka Flurries would activate. And then because it tributed a card or a monster, then Erica comes back. So you see this deck has super good recursion. You have to call the Haunted, attack... Oh, I can't even attack. I should have summoned Mudon in defense. I don't know what I was doing. If I had grabbed Sheet, I would have been in a slightly better position here, because he couldn't have activated Shaman. And I forgot about Shaman's second effect, so the best play here would, instead of Tranquility, grab Sheet, because none of that would have happened at all. But I decided to go for a defensive play, and honestly that cost me. Rikka Petal comes back. Get Mudon. Mudon get Glamour. And then get Hellborn. And then since I tributed a monster for that, then Primula comes out. Go for Jasmine. Lone Fire. I should have summoned Jasmine earlier in hindsight. And this I should have summoned in defense. Absolutely, by the way. If you don't attack with Teardrop, always summon in defense. That's a big. That was a lot better duel, but I was analyzing the misplays. So we decided to go to game 3. Words all mixed up here. Activate Petal. And do the basic 1-2 punch with Flurries, Snowdrop, Mudon. Except one pass. It's gonna do the basic standard bread and butter play. He knows I have an interruption for what is it? Shaman, but so I used Teardrop. I think he was trying to bait me up with Mafura because I don't think he didn't have Mafura in the grave, so as immediately as he summoned Berserker, I tried to target it with Teardrop, which would prompt Mafura's effect. But then I changed Tranquility, and this time I'm tributing my Teardrop to get back Snowdrop and also another Teardrop. Or the Teardrop again. The activation was negated. I mean, activation in effect believe. Yeah, the activation was negated for Teardrop, but because it attributed a monster off of Rikka Tranquility, Flurries will activate, and he has to get rid of his Berserker. And it's GG from there. Anyways, I know this was long, but I was just trying to do a kind of like a dual commentary analysis, which I've been doing for this deck. I'm actually having a lot of fun with this deck. Please let me know down below what you like about this deck, or if there's any interesting builds. Again, 20 likes, then I will post the full deck list that happens. Not perfect, but it's about to get there. Anyways, I am AkemiTCG. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and press the bell notification if you have not already. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
The world ends now.